I gotta start off by saying thank you, God. This is something I have to. Even though things are not looking good, they're gonna get worse. At least I had this time to be able to express myself and be able to see things where they are. And for that, I gotta be thankful because this whole thing could have happened to me still out of touch with like what this is about. Me, even worst case scenario, start identifying with these manipulations in this worst case scenario. But even if I wasn't identifying, just having these validations that shows that my brain is being altered, it's just magical. However my brain goes at this point, I understand my brain has been rewired, has been changed, has been altered for me to experience that, which means that my brain is no longer mine because altering has been happening. It's been a brain that is no longer authentically someone's brain. It's now something that is being played with, manipulated, and altered to force me to experience whatever they want me to experience. And the experiences are going to be degrading and disgusting. That's the reality. You're going to have clowns, truly clowns. They have to be called clowns. I don't know what else you can call them. The truly job is to agitate you. It becomes like a trolling kind of situation. I mean, truly trolls, truly clowns. It's just disgusting. But it's okay. Everything has its time. I pray that they continue to live this clown's life. And I know they love it. I pray that they continue to love it so they can get what comes from them, what comes for them. I truly do that. I do truly pray that this low life continue to live this low life. I understand it's intoxicating to have this empowerment of being able to control a human being. So these clowns will love this, and I hope that they stay trapped in this fashion. I truly do. They've made me feel like such a dignified, wise, genius man when I'm truly not. I'm a normal person in the sense that my brain is not super genius to the point where it's in a high level to the others. But because these people have stooped to a level of so much retardation, they've made me feel like a freaking genius. You know, it gets to the point where they use these very childlike people, like children-minded people. And I've heard that the target individuals say, like, these perps talking to you via voice to skull, they sound like children, like they're like little middle schoolers. And they're not. Some of them are just adult men. It's pathetic low life. And you understand, like, the mentality of a child. It's like, oh no, we're gonna win, we just destroyed you. Of course, these are people who are contracted by governmental entities to implement this 21st century weapon onto civilians who can do nothing about it. And you should hear them talk as if they accomplished this impossible thing to do. Oh, we're gonna break you down. It's like, really? What would you expect? We're gonna chew you up. I was like, what would you expect? Do you think that you're gonna get into a program where they use this technology onto civilians that can do nothing, and this civilian will be like able to create technology that can block this? I don't understand the retardation of these people. But the way they even think, you realize, oh my gosh, they really make themselves. Oh, I don't know if this is themselves dumbing themselves down to go with the flow. I guess I don't know. Sometimes I think they can be on that level of spectrum. There's this game called Wordle or something. I've heard of it. I don't know if it's a crossword kind of game, but I know some kind of game, but I've never played. Right? And I remember reading the profile of somebody, and she mentioned something she liked to do this in like 2, and then you see like an emoji of a laptop. So I'm imagining 2 at 10 or something like that. I'm not sure. Like, I'm trying to figure out what that is. Right? And you hear these guys like, oh my god, oh, he's so hard, he's so you. Because I don't know what Wordle is exactly, right? It's like that, for him that was validation. Oh my gosh, you see, you know, you don't even know it. What kind of human clown are you? So if I knew this, it would be different. Like, these people are... That's when you know these people are not like... Some of these people, like... Some of these grown adult men are children mentally. And the reason why I think they're becoming children is because they have to do so. The reality is they have to play a role. I think they have to put themselves in the spectrum. They really have to minimize the intellect, because this technology is such amazing technology in the sense of what it's capable of doing. But I think for them to be able to cope with the reality of what they're part of, they just kind of erase logic. They erase their oh my gosh. They erase their sense of logic, because they are tormenting you in these disgusting ways, very disturbing ways. And I think maybe to deal with reality, that's how they deal with it. To cope with reality, they become clowns. But I swear, sometimes when, for example, right now I say logic, they made me think of a baby, and then it gave me think, it's so nasty. But this clown, the way he would say like, oh no, there is a so you, when it's obviously my brain is being manipulated this way. You understand? A man that has to, or a woman who continues to have to live a false reality in order for you to be gaslighted, something happens to them at some point. Or they have to do something. They no longer have to be normal people. They have to become children or clowns. So this is why in my videos I start off by saying thank you God, because I could be one of these clowns. I'd be like, no, there is. Oh my gosh, you don't know where to hold, so you. I could have been this clown. Sold my soul to this fucking disgusting nastiness of the pedophilia shit that they are. Working with children and... That's why in my videos, first thing I say is thank you God. And then I might also ask God to give me strength, because I'm gonna go through some horrible things. I put reality in their face every day, and I refuse to let them escape. The way they interact with me using this V2K with the different tonalities and the way they try to make themselves sound is just like trash. And I put the reality in their faces every day, because what you're gonna hear is what they do to men, to women, and to children. The horrible things they've done and what they're attached to and associated with. I'll never let them they go into La La Land, like it's our money, it's the, oh, he knows, huh? It's like, yes, he does. He knows that you talk to a woman. He knows that this is not their money, it's the government running this program. And your trash us is just using whatever you can to distance yourself from the reality of what you're part of, because you know what you're part of. You understand babies are being tortured by low life like you, and that's what you're associated with. You understand that children of all ages are being tortured by trash like you. You're very much aware of that and associated to that. You very much know a lot of women are being fried up and tortured in ways that are so disgusting. You know it's you. You know these entities that run this program are filled with pedophiles. You know reality of that. It's not this, it's not this academic group of femme fatale. We get to trash us. Try to guys like me, like, nah, he knows. Yes, he does know. They talk to me in this version via V2K. That's why I take a picture of this trash when I can. Because the fact that they have luxury not being seen, so they don't care about and whatever game they play. But when you put that in their face, it's like, oh yeah, he knows that they've been working on technology that can alter the mind since the Korean War. He knows that this men, women, and children all around the world saying the same thing. I'm never gonna let them live their fantasy. But God, give me strength. Because when you put that stuff in their faces 24/7, and you don't let people who have tried to make a life, who try to live a fantasy of what it's about, have fantasized the reality of what they're part of, because they love what they do. Like I said, they love this. They love what this technology is capable of doing. They love what the empowerment, the intoxicating empowerment they get. They love that they can be involved in technology that alter human beings in so many ways. Physically attack the body and attack the mind psychologically. This trash want to present themselves as this avenging, strong femme fatale, and then the reality is they involved in the program where so many women are being tortured, and this is atrocities. This is crime against humanity level. They are nasty low life, and not only women, but the things they do to children is horrible. they're connected to this. But they wanted to come and play this like, no, yes, we're mapping music, clown ass. Now, listen, what's going to happen to me is going to happen to me regardless. I understand, because I know who's really behind this. I know it's not this retard talking to me. So target individuals, they're strong. Don't ever identify with this. Now, today or last night was bad in the sense that, listen, they play with my libido so much throughout the week. Matter of fact, last week, at one point, they made me have this sexual dream where it was so disgusting. It was like some disgusting sexual dream where it was not pedophilia centric, but it was like somebody with severed head, and they would do, to the point where they play with my libido, and I felt like something was released. But every day, they continuously force me to get sexual stimulation. And you guessed it, every time I see a child, every time there's a baby, when the stimulation, intense stimulations. They play with the libido in these degrading ways, in very degrading way. But what it does at the end is, because they play too much with your libido, of course, your libido is cranked up, because they manipulate your libido in so disgusting ways all the time, and use this tactics of breaking you down using your libido. That's, you become like super charged up with your libido. So for me, I try to do something to kind of release that. I don't even like doing it. It makes me feel good down. But when I start, I just kind of try to. At this point, that's how I see things. I'd rather not have a libido, because my libido is utilized in this disgusting way to break me down. As this man says it,
they use these monarch style torture programs, like it's based on sex and trauma. So they're gonna traumatize you, they're gonna use your libido to get back at you,
and so they do this thing with me where they play with my libido in non-stop ways. It's disgusting. Sexual arousals are utilized in this way. They can really, it's like if they press a button, boom, stimulation, boom, turn it off. It's like this man says, they have full control of sexual arousals. Full control of it. They have full control of your libido.
This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual arousal.
I don't know if you could capture that, but this man says how this technology can manipulate the sexual arousals, the sexual libido, and make you have sexual arousal like that. You feel like something just being cranked up. It's just like in your brain, you feel stimulation whenever they want. Right? So they do that so much that for me, my libido is charged up. It's so cranked up. It's so nasty. So I ended up watching adult content to try to release myself. It got to that level. It got too extreme. So I don't like that. Ugh, it makes me feel but I need to, like, at this point, that's the only way I feel like I can just release myself. And of course, throughout the whole process, there's always ways they torment me. They can make me think of, like, at the end when I climax, just to make me think of kids, as always. At the end, just like try to implant children when that happens, because they really are trying to they try to condition my brain and manipulate my brain these pedophilia ways. they try to make me say something else in order to confuse me, to frustrate me. But this low life, like I said, this childlike, but so disgusting. And they try to normalize this nastiness they do. You understand, living a life where pedophilia is the tool that you utilize to break people down. Look at the life, like listen, it's just a matter of time. And I know I don't want to sound this prophet-like individual, I don't want to sound like this spiritual individual, but you cannot, there's no way that somebody who dedicated their life in this disgusting pedophilia ways, to manipulate people in these ways, to rewire the brain in these disgusting ways, they're gonna get theirs. It's a matter of time. And I was hearing this target individual talking about it, and she was right. I'm like, this for sure. Like, it's for sure. You cannot live life, this foul life, continuous, non-stop, in this easy way too. It's not even like it's so effortless. It's so easy for them. They're in their pajamas. They just nothing, like truly nothing. All they have to do is wake up and just drink. It is, they just immerse themselves in nastiness. It is for sure that it's a matter of time when their participation is properly reimbursed. And I don't care, to see that. I don't care to even know that. They're gonna get theirs. It's for sure. And it gets worse with how compromised they're using it. Listen, they keep telling me, and this is what they tell me, or at least that's what I don't know if I believe it's true. I definitely believe that to be true, in the sense that they tell me how they're gonna frame me. They're gonna have their children say that I raped them, right? Once I'm framed that way, that's when I'm gonna go. They're gonna put me in jail, and I'm gonna be tortured more. And now you understand what it means, that these children, for sure, for life, this is not something you can even move on from. Are forever, ever tied up to this level of disgustingness. Matter of fact, I keep bringing that up because, as sad as it is a reality check. There is horrible things happening all around us. Not here only, but everywhere. To know that this, just not too long ago, a 13-year-old who got raped, filmed by getting raped, her, actually, there's two of them. Disgusting things happened to this baby. 13 years old, raped. And to know that this trash are gonna have their kids say that I raped them. And they even try to hype these kids up, saying, oh, you're so brave. It's just so disgusting. Because go say that to that 13-year-old kid that got raped and kidnapped and filmed getting raped. Well, trash like you are here grooming your children to say these things. There's poor kids over there getting raped. They're nasty low life. But they're gonna get there. So you understand the childlike minded people that they are. It's okay. Reality's gonna come to them one way or another. You don't have to be mature for reality to hit you. But another thing is, it's just my mind, how the rewiring of my thoughts. Man, they've been locked in with this fashion of thinking. Yesterday I made a video, which you'll see, where they're making me think of these black little girls. They make me imagine me being like a father to a black little girl, but gave me the sexual stimulation sensation. It's probably why my libido was also more cranked up, because they crank up even more so they can box in these manipulations, right? They create sexual arousals every time they make you see kids or think about kids to the point of extreme, right? This is why my libido is also so cranked up, because they play my libido like that for the purpose of making me, conditioning me toward children this ways. It's so nasty. But they made me have this, like, this manipulation. It's like concoctions of thought process that are so disgusting. They make me think of little black girls, and they make me think, imagine you're the father. They will make me imagine just me being with my little daughter, and then make me then have this sensation, stimulation, and then make me imagine do something to this kid. It's so disgusting, all in my mind. And it's like, nah, but we mapped it with you when you were a kid. Remember what you did as a kid, and try to make me think, but you see, that's the same thing that you did when you were a kid. And I'm like, you disgusting trash. Listen, one thing they love to do is to try to make me accept of this pedophilia type of torture, but making me think, oh, we're mapping your brain to you as a child, and bringing up what I did as a child, try to exaggerate. Matter of fact, there was a disgusting dream yesterday that was so nasty. They made me imagine and dream that I'm mounted a child. It's so nasty. It's so disgusting. But that's what they can implant in your brain and create some disgusting things. It's just nasty. Oh, it's so disturbing, and my brain is being rewired to make me think of this in a retarded way. But they like to be like, no, but we mapped your brain to you as a kid. Remember what you did as a kid, and try to give me stimulation, sensation, and make me think that I experienced that when I was a kid. And because I did this damn thing to myself when I was a kid, and they try to exaggerate. Last night it was so funny. Somebody said, "Oh, this obviously abuse." I'm like, really? You who torture children tell me it's obviously abuse? Are you fucking retarded? It's obviously you torture children. But let me go back. What I did to myself as a child, they try to exaggerate. And there was this article that talks about how kids at a certain age can do some those impulsive things that they can never do again. That is something they've done once, and it's just like they move on and never. And that's because of the impulsiveness of a child at that age. The brain is still developing. They don't know boundaries in certain ways. They don't understand what you just did, right? It's a lack of awareness, and it's a lack of brain development, right? That we should look at it as, okay, this is our kids, this is not the adults. They can do this thing and never do it again, right? That a lot of that happens. And they were saying, by what we consider sexual abuse is this and that, and they were trying like, nah, that's killing. It's so sad. But these trash are truly involved in a program where they torture children. So I'm like, you bunch of low-life trash. But going back to me as a child, right? Try to make me think that today as a grown-ass man, I should think that what's happening to me is them mapping me to me as a kid. I'm gonna put reality in their face. I'm gonna put it in their face in every way possible. I don't care how immature they are. I don't care how childlike they have to make themselves be. I'm gonna put it in the fucking face. They're not gonna escape. They're like, no, we mapped it to your brain as this trash ass. That's how you think when you're a kid. No, I will not. If you talk about the damn thing I did, this is what a child like that can do. An impulsiveness of a kid can do that, yes. But I'm a grown man, and sorry, let me not call myself a man. I don't care, because they try to emasculate me, right? And I'm like, I don't care if you call me a woman, a man. That doesn't. This is a weak low. I don't care about that. I'm a grown adult, and I know obviously I will not experience this thing unless trash like you are in my brain, rewire my brain this ways. And then try to be like, now we mapped it to you as your kids, like now and then. I was seeing somebody over there. I took a picture of them. They moved away immediately. He was doing something like his hand gesture, like to himself, right? Because this is what I did as a kid at that age. And I'm like, really? You see that kid? That's a child. You know what they did? It's soon after. I'm like, look, you see that? That's a kid. That's a child that can do this thing that you just showed me. Just like that and never do it again. Never these things in that fashion. That's what a child can do. An impulsive kid. Oh God, it's so stupid. I'm sorry. In my brain, they're creating battles because they're like, oh, but I remember to, because I watch adult content and I release myself, right? And I don't want to go into details, like you see. But what I did as a child is something that's never done again. It was never, it will never happen again. And that's because this is impulsive of a child. As a matter of fact, it's such an impulsive act that at that age, I completely forgot about it. But this trash obviously do this nasty pedophilia type of torture. They're just using this act of a child as a way to make me accepting of these pedophilia things that they make me experience today as an adult man. And be like, now we map your brain, this and now they're rewiring the brain. They're altering the brain. And my brain right now, is being rewired in this way to make me think of this baby, make me think of what this man did, and try to make me imagine like, oh, this baby. It's so nasty. That's all they do. They're doing this. There's this little baby, the daughter of somebody who died from a mass shooting. They keep stimulating me. So nasty. Let me show you. I can't even look at it. This baby lost her father from a mass shooting that happened last year. He was a target individual. And they forced me to get sexual stimulation to this baby every time. So nasty. But that's what they do.
rewiring their thought processes and brains. And so it gets into, it's called offensive information warfare. Manipulate people to do things. And then, I don't know if I'm going to get into this, but there's something called game theory. How do you
So hopefully you can capture that they rewire the thought process, and it's part of this offensive warfare. That's why they have me have this reaction toward this kid in this way, this baby. Matter of fact, you're gonna hear what happened to the father, and who caused this mass shooting, and what was he experiencing before he lost his mind and killed 18 people. You're gonna hear that. And by the way, when they forced me to get this reaction toward this baby, this trash like that, feeling super empowered because they're involved in this program, this trash, and come out and say, rats, I'd rather ride in hell than live life doing these things. You see how comfortable they are? The foulness they're involved in? Disgusting. They will get there. It's okay. Just a matter of time. But I'd rather die than live life like this. And so they do these things where they manipulate our brain in these pedophilia ways. And it's not unique to me. It's not. They play with libido. They can force you to get sexual arousal pretty easily. Very easily, actually. That's nothing. That's the light work. The reactions, the emotions, those they can do that pretty fast and pretty easily. It doesn't take much. As this man described it, apparently that's been easy things to do.
Citizens being controlled by government-sanctioned experiments. Is Cheryl Welsh telling the truth, or are her claims absurd? Just another conspiracy theory that's impossible to prove. Maybe. But not if you listen to Nick Page. I think there's some good evidence that Cheryl Welsh and many of the other people I've spoken with have been victimized by this electromagnetic mind control experiments. The weapons of this century aren't bombs and bullets and ordnance, but electromagnetic energy targeting the human being, which is the greatest revolution in military affairs since gunpowder. Baggage is an expert in government mind control. He is convinced the Pentagon has mastered a technology once thought to be science fiction. The ability to broadcast information directly into the human brain. Our government began spending a lot of time looking at how to modify behavior of human beings, going back to the Korean War. In fact, in a publication, Low Intensity Conflict and Modern Technology, they have a chapter on electromagnetic weapon systems, being able to not just debilitate someone, but actually even to stimulate certain activities within the brain. But how? HARP is the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project, which started as a joint effort of the Air Force and Navy. This is a very large array or field of antennas. If you can modulate a signal that the brain locks onto, recognizes, and begins to mirror or follow the frequency following response, the brain rhythms change, then it creates a chemical cascade within the brain, and the emotions change. Now the resolution gets finer and finer and finer. It used to just be about triggering emotions. You can change people's brain chemistry pretty readily, change their emotion state pretty easily. But when you get down to the idea of thoughts, being able to manipulate those, that requires a different kind of sophistication. Can we hear sounds?
So it's pretty easy to create this emotion, and what becomes more sophisticated is the thought process, which they do both. And the pedophilia type of torture, as a matter of fact, the reason why I call it pedophilia type of torture is simple, is because this woman called it that. And I was like, oh, that's exactly what's happening. This is a pedophilia type of torture.
Is what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of planted dreams and videos in my...
So the pedophilia type of torture has been a term I've been using now to describe the forced stimulation they have me have toward these babies. And it's so disgusting right now because earlier I was watching adult content and had like a release, and now it feels even more disgusting when it's stimulating me once I have that done already. Like when this after watching adult content, it's just still disturbing. But that's the things they do, and in my brain they really try to make me think that this is something I used to experience even before. They are truly trying to erase me and try to make me acceptive of this nastiness as if that's something that I've been experiencing all my life. No, this started on August 19, 2019. Since that day, it's been disgusting. Stimulation sensation. And they have this trash. This nobody who really tried to make you acceptive of like, no, it's you, we mapped it, the trash us. Can you imagine some losery of human beings trying to tell you to accept these manipulations? Trash. For me, I look at them for the low life that they are, truly. They know when we see each other, they look at their phone. You see how they look at their phone? This is what they love to do. They look at their phone, right? So when they look at their phone, apparently that's when they proved it. The truth is, this is what they do. As this man says it.
Able to impose any information on the brain of a person, presumably by some kind of waves, which in the mind take the form of voices, thoughts and images and imagination. In addition to this kind of implanting information that they need, they manipulate the psyche so that the information is written into your memory. Then by stimulating the certain regions in the brain, they can retrieve this information and present it as your own memory. This is the conclusion that can be made judging by the influence they have been making on me with their psychotronic weapons, for example, artificial thoughts, imagination, and mental torture.
You understand? So that's a typical way to torment people, is this pedophilia tormenting tactics where
it is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. This disgusting thing. You saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. Fine.
they do this nastiness and it's consistent. That's why I keep bringing up the same videos, because they describe the same thing. This is the things they do. Continuously, pedophilia is utilized as a tool to break people down.
This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and the human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds, and vice versa.
It is non-stop. It is disgusting. This woman describes it the way I experience it too.
For me and my family. Then said this, the slaves began a program of perversion. First was with my dog. I am very playful with my pet, and suddenly one day that I was petting him, I felt strange, in the sense of the word. I thought, this is strange, and then afterwards that strange sensation continued. Then in that moment I realized that was impost, so I thought, look at this losers, don't know how to put me down, and they are doing this. So I told them that I know what you are trying to do, and I started laughing, and then I said again out loud, you'll never take my will, ASS, so just to show them that I meant what I said, I kept playing with my dog, and even though that attacks continue, I don't let them get me. Today they continue with the programming of perversion, but this time they are aiming in the use. A people, better said young people, also children and homosexuals.
They literally force sexual stimulation and then aim those sexual stimulations onto whatever they want, which is going to be children, because that's how they're going to break you down. This is a weapon system that can attack the mind and the body. What they're doing to my body, and the reason why they keep talking about how I'm rotting away, is because they've destroyed my organs. I don't know what they fuse together, what organs, but they're destroying my organs. And that's because they're using this technology. That's what they consider the 21st century weapon system that this man describes as. And you think that they accomplish this hard thing to do. They use this immature childlike people, which is good. Even if they weren't mature, even if they were mature, they will have to become childlike individuals. So I think it makes more sense to go with somebody who's already mentally on the spectrum, already in a mental state of immaturity, of childlike ways, of spectralism, right? So using children or people who are not far from being children, or people who can become children when they need to, mentally. Because it's clear that what is happening to us is we're just test subjects. And this very sophisticated technology that can do so much crazy things to us. Crazy. I heard this testimony of this woman who said like she feel like, because they do this thing when it's like they can connect your brain, this device can do things to your body. You feel like there's somebody here. They can put pressure in places. Like what? It's like somebody is really like doing something to you. And this one said her neck, it feels like somebody's dragging her neck down. Using these energy weapons. They can do all these crazy things. Remotely. You see the people in pajamas. That's the cut.
So that you can degrade the performance of your adversary. The new weapon systems being developed today will attack the mind, the body, and our physiology on an energetic level. Not with bullets and bombs. It's a perfect Republican weapon. No offense to Republicans here, but you don't want to destroy the property. You're going to have to rebuild it afterwards. This is a weapon systems of the 21st century.
You understand? It would attack the body and the mind on an energetic level. Utilizing this technology that can be targeting a human being remotely. Feels like all these things can happen to you. Psychologically, they can alter your mind. Physically, they can destroy your organs without cutting the skin. They can hit your organs directly. It's so nasty. And this entity's been working on this forever. As this man said, like the Korean War, but listen to how far it goes back.
In 1965, DARPA launched Project Pandora, which studied the possibility of using microwave radiation to control human behavior. The project reportedly ended in 1969, but DARPA's investigation of how machines can affect and possibly control the brain continues to this day.
This is the entity's been working on this for a long time. Before even the parents of some of these people here were born. It's so nasty. So for me, it's just like being strong. And this trash who's talking about no, that was totally abused. I'm like, really? So what is this here?
That's Catherine Nestor.
My name is Catherine Nestor and I'm from Pennsylvania. This commission has spoken of a long history of abuse of the human research subject. Although no one mentioned MK Ultra today, President Clinton recently apologized for this. My young child and I have been used as non-consensual test subjects. We have been subjected to COINTELPRO-like stalking, remote neural monitoring, and electromagnetic torture, resulting in psychological and physical damage. And I won't go into the details of that because I have 4 pages written in here that is very similar to Connie's testimony. Please do not wait 70 years to investigate this. I asked Dr. Amy Gutman to begin today. There is new work for the Commission for Human Subject Protection on our shores. And please give us a dramatic response, Susan. And please give us a congressional hearing. Thank you.
This is what these trash are involved in. Torturing children. They use children as test subjects.
I am currently a speech-language pathologist working in private practice with young children. I had a 7-year-old client who has autism. She was the most significantly affected of all my clients. I eventually had to tell this client to go to another clinic or severely suffocated. The suffocation had been in a mild state for a while up until this point. Many of their torture methods are cyclical in severity. Right after I saw this child being suffocated, then I began to experience very extreme suffocation all day, every day, about 2 months straight, and that's also when they made it worse when I eat. Then I also work with a 4-year-old little girl with Down syndrome, as well as her 5-year-old sister also has Down syndrome. I observed both of these girls suddenly grabbing their genitals in pain and verbalizing, "ow." I observed this at least on 1 or 2 occasions for each of them during their separate sessions.
This is how nasty it is.
During one session, I observed one of my 3-year-old clients suddenly grab his crotch and lean forward in it.
You hear the sexual torture onto children, suffocation. You know what they were doing? To try to exaggerate what I did as a child, they are here creating like me mounting this. It's so nasty. They've tried to exaggerate so much of what I did as a child, right? From molesting to now, like making me imagine raping. It's so disgusting. To try to make you, it's so disturbing. But it's okay. That's the reality of what they're part of. They are here torturing children in this fashion. This low life. You know, as immature as they try to present themselves as immature as they are, as on the spectrum as they are, as on the spectrum they try to present them to be on, what they deserve is not something I'm capable of doing. Whatever childlike ways they try to present themselves as, I don't care. They are reality that they involve in something that's so horrible, but enjoy so much because, listen, this is all orchestrated. My life is orchestrated. I'm going along with that because I will always be for whatever path that brings up reality, in the sense of maybe saying the things I need to say. I'll go through that path, even though I know it's the end for me, even though it's the death for me. I rather die, but before dying, making sure that the trash participating in this don't escape any of it. Even though for me it's all gonna be over, for you, you'll see. As you walk me through this path of death, like this man said, I'm walking you in a different path for you. I'm walking you in a path that's going to come back to you in other ways. This illusory of a human being can find the empowerment in this program, which I understand why, because you heard what they can do with this technology. They can rewire your thought process, your brain. And you have people in pajamas here, involved in orchestrating whatever you're going to go through. But they don't know what the hell's going to happen to them. Do you see why they would love this? They come in all shape and form. Tomorrow this person can be a coworker with me, make me go through this path of horror that I'm going to go through, but not knowing that something's going to happen to her or to him. So for me, God gave me strength, but I'm so thankful I got to see things for what they are. I will, let me just say, if I can make videos every day of my life, I will. If I can articulate what's happening to me, I will. I don't care if it's repetitive. I want to put that in the air so much. There is no way that it's not going to come back to them. And you know, these manipulations, this disgusting reaction they have making me have toward children. To find out this reality, that this is what's ongoing in these entities, that is such a problem with pedophilia, that things like that are being said coming from the Pentagon, the DOD.
The child's sexual abuse during polygraph examinations. This is so disturbing. At a symposium in 2016, Daniel Payne, a top Pentagon security official, said that when workers' computers were examined, the amount of child porn I see is just unbelievable. Is this?
Do you know, this is so, that was in 2016. In